All right, we're back. So, another listening exercise. Now, this one is interesting because it's listening, watching, and also there's some musical stuff that I want to talk about a little bit as well. This is a Shane and Shane video, so I'm looking because I want to make sure I give you the right one to look up. I want to know you, only a holy God. No, I want to know you. Sorry, it's neither of those. Come Thou, Shane and Shane, and it's from the Sing Conference. So find that video, watch that video, okay? Watch it, hit pause, now. All right, did you watch it? Hopefully you did. So, a couple things about that one. First of all, engagement. Now, you're at a conference with a lot of people who are really into it. And so you've got a congregational engagement kind of already happening, but very engaged. No music. Again, just really engaged with the congregation. The other thing I really like about that particular song is the flow of it, especially as they build and go into that last part, sort of a medley into that other song. Not really a medley, it's more of a tag, but it's such a great response to the truth that they were singing and then to this chorus response. So kind of from a musical standpoint, I just love the way that flows and just again, the reflection, the passion. It's kind of like that's a declaration at the end of all this truth in the first part. And again, they reflect that. I mean, you can just watch it. You can turn the sound off and you can just say like, wow, they're really into it. They're really engaged, right? So a great example of leading the congregation. And again, a group of people who are really into it, but we can't control where people are at, right? We can only control where we're at. And then hopefully God works through that as he engages and bring other people in. But again, we don't have the power to engage, allow people, we don't have the power to make people be engaged in worship. That's not our responsibility, nor do we have the power to do it. But we can be real about where we're at and make sure that we're in the right place. That is the most important thing first, all right? Okay, so the other thing I want you to do is I want you to pull up some songs that are ones that we do. Only a Holy God. There's a bunch, go through the list. Pull up the videos of those. I want you to watch and listen to those. And more importantly, and hopefully you've done this before, but I want you to take it to another level. I want you to listen to your instrument and listen to what your instrument is doing, okay? And think about the concept, because this is what I want to go into a little bit next, is this concept of parts and how there's an intro part, there's a verse part, there's a chorus part. And you've probably heard me say many times, if we have a repeated chorus, we don't want to do the same thing both times. We want to make sure it comes up, and not just in volume, but intensity. And that can be an addition to a part or something like that. But listen with that in mind and with a critical ear. Again, this is like changing gears. We're not listening to engage at this point, personally. We're listening with a musical sort of perspective as to what's going on. Because what usually happens, and I kind of talked about this early on, is what usually happens is a lot of people are playing the same parts. We went through some of the recordings from the Bethany services and soloed and played different parts. And there's a lot of times where electric guitar, keyboard, and acoustic guitar are playing the exact same thing. And so when we have multiple instruments playing the same thing, two things are happening. First of all, you have the harmonic aspect of, especially like electric guitar and piano. There's a lot of frequencies that overlap within that, right? Piano, of course, covers a huge frequency range. Guitar, pretty full frequency range as well. And so you have a lot of conflicting of just frequencies. The other part of that, especially when you start playing more rhythmic, is you have this non-lining up, right? Neither player are perfect. That's just the reality of humanness. And so it's hard enough to get everybody to play together, but if we're playing the same rhythms, the same harmony, same chord structures, then we end up with this battle a lot of times. And so that ends up being kind of noise or less articulate, less clean, less noticeable as to exactly what's happening with the different instruments. So with that in mind, listen to some songs. Listen to what's going on. Listen to parts. Listen to how simple the parts are. That's my little tip. Is most of the time pretty darn simple, especially when you got a lot of stuff going on. Is like one guy will be playing like electric line, or maybe one of the electric guitars will just be playing power chords, or just downbeats that are big and full. And so instead of, they're just kind of going, you know, those kinds of chords. Bass, very either simple rhythmically or more sustained. Again, just listen to those things in mind, and then we'll come back to the next video and we'll talk some more about what's going on and how we can approach that and what we're doing. All right? Okay, next time.